pain, then listen up. See, you've been carrying a human around inside you for 9 months. You've got the relaxed core and the swayed back. When the baby comes out, you carry it around on your hip for another 2 years, with one hip locked, one hip loose, one shoulder tight, one shoulder loose. So, as you've been putting everyone else first, your own needs have been put on the back burner, and you've let your own health slip away. But when it comes time to do something about it, the same high intensity exercise that you used to do when you're 20 leads you to joint pain, and you have to stop. You may be skeptical because you've gone to see the doctor or physio that have given you a couple of exercises, maybe even told you to take the weight off. But you can't lift weights, and the endless cardio is either avoiding or exacerbating the problem. The weight loss industry leads you to these shakes and diets and pills, which you can't sustain, you can't eat with your family, you get some results in the short term, but then it stops. And if you keep going like this, then after putting everyone else first, when you're dependent on them, when you can't move around, you're living off painkillers, you need walking aids, maybe even a wheelchair, you're going to see endless appointments every week, going to get more needles, cracks, drugs, then who is looking after who? I'm Dan Winter, and I want to show you the right way to improve your posture, improve your core strength, and get in amazing shape so that you've got more confidence and energy to spend quality time with your family. Better quality of life, longevity, and independence. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Oh, totally. I mean, I sent you that message online just saying, piggybacking my son.
Yeah.
Like being an older mum, it's always in the back of your head. The only bad side for me is that I'm in an older body, but everything else is great, but it's like, and you always feel that little bit of guilt and stuff, but to be able to do that, especially I've got a little boy, so he's a climber, he wants to jump on me, he wants to, I just feel so much, I'm not trying to stop him when he comes running at me, I'm not kind of, just putting my hands out, preparing myself so I don't hurt myself. He can just run and jump on me whenever he wants, and that's nice. That's really nice.
I'm feeling stronger. My back is feeling stronger. I can feel in my glutes, and on the side of my thigh, right up high, around my hip, those muscles are getting stronger.
In a couple of weeks, Dan and my exercise together had actually reduced my painkillers from 16 a day to none. Thanks for your support in that time too. I couldn't have done it without you.
A huge waist, because I'd always had, like an hourglass type figure and a smallish waist, and it just sort of spread, and then I started doing these exercises with you, and it's gone pretty good. I've lost 12 or 13 centimetres.
When it started, it was just the breathing exercises and then a little bit of resistance, improving my posture, changing the way that I stood, and changing the way that I breathed, and changing the way that I kind of saw myself.
I'm really, really pleased with my posture improvement and my strength. I mean, I've got a long way to go to get a lot stronger, to get back to what I was a few years ago, but I can just do a lot more now.
But before I show you how I can help you, let me show you who I am and why you should listen to me. I was in my early 20s when I started experiencing back pain. I was living the dream in Canada, skiing in winter and raft guiding in summer. I was coping, but walking was the worst. I would wake up the next morning too stiff to put my socks on, standing was exhausting, I had to brace myself to sneeze. I persevered until I ruptured my ACL while skiing, and the first person I saw, a shiatsu therapist, immediately linked it to my back. So in the long, slow, tedious process of doctor visits, x-rays, scans, MRI, surgery, infection and recovery, I used the time off skiing to address my back. I tried acupuncture, chiropractor, stretches, and nothing worked until a physio taught me the subtle art of activating my core with my breath. I went on to study kinesiology, shiatsu, and my personal trainer certificate. I continued to raft guide year round, but the nature of the work led to bursitis in my shoulder. I got back on my skis and did a season of ski patrol and then forest firefighting in the summer, but I set off the bursitis in the gym. I was tired of the expensive physio appointments, so I dove in and did my own research. I learned to improve my posture through training to get back to raft guiding. After this experience, I became a personal trainer to show people how to train to become injury and pain free. I worked away in the gym tirelessly, obsessed with finding a way to move that didn't leave me awake at night in pain. I ate healthy and spent hundreds on powders and supplements. Spending up to 4 hours working out a day, I expected to see some change, but I still looked the same. That's when I invested in a coach. I got great results doing keto before I knew what it was, but I couldn't justify consuming so many animal products just to get in shape. And I couldn't sell people the idea that more meat is the only answer. So I dived into the world of plant-based protein. I went on stage in a tiny pair of jocks to show that I had the knowledge to get lean without hours on the cardio machines, eating meat and veg. Most importantly, I found a way to get back to activities that I love, like surfing, rafting and biking pain-free. So the problem is weight loss exercise. Let me explain. You've been trying high intensity interval training, cardio, even walking because you've been told not to do any other exercise. But this is like your back being a worn out car tyre and you continue to do the same things that wore it out, hoping that it gets better on its own. What you should be doing is strength exercise, not knee dominant exercises. So generally people are out doing lunges, squats, and these exercises contribute to back pain and knee pain. What you should be doing is hip dominant exercises, but your hips are only as strong as your core, not your abs. See, what happened was doctors and physios used to say do sit-ups and crunches and strengthen your abs to help your back. Then they discovered a muscle deeper inside and they've called that the core. Now, the fitness industry's got all excited and started calling all the old school ab exercises core exercises because it sounds cool and trendy. So you're all left confused, rolling around on the ground doing weird exercises, trying to bend your back a whole lot, which just wears it out even more, grinding on your herniated discs, your ruptured discs, your degeneration of the spine, pushing on those nerves a little bit more, not improving the situation. So what it is a subtle breathing exercise. Squeeze that air out from below your belt buckle. In fact, you can do it right now. When you inhale into your collarbones and get nice and tall. And when you exhale, squeeze that air out from below your belly button. You might get it right now. It takes a lot of practice though. This is one thing that we focus on for 4 weeks before we move on to harder exercises to make sure that my clients get a real long lasting result. So then your focus becomes using your breath, activate your core and improving your posture. Improving your posture helps with pain relief, and then you're going to do strength exercise to build a bigger engine, which increases your metabolism so that you burn more fat at rest. So then you don't need to do weight loss exercise because you're doing strength exercise. Now you might be asking me, how are you going to shift the weight if you're not doing weight loss exercise? Still without...
Yeah, look, I was working 2 years ago with a personal trainer for nearly a year, and not once was I told, you're not turning on your glutes, you're not doing, your technique is not good. Not once. And I'm sure that he was actually the one that screwed my back, because he had me running. I ended up with bursitis and I wasn't even over the bursitis, and he's hammering at me, come on, you got to come and do more, you got to run some more. And I'm going, but I'm not well yet. No, it doesn't matter. You're just looking for excuses not to do stuff. And so you think that you're paying the right people to give you the right advice, and it wasn't. So yeah,
a little bit of pain come back this week, and I was so mad. I was so mad, and that's where I kind of thought, oh, here we go. It's going to be a bit of a climb up the hill. But within, I don't know, even after the first create space that I did in the morning, I felt better during that day, and it's gone again. I'm pain-free again. So just not to sweat it and just do the things that, the things that you've taught me is just so simple as well. Doing those exercises at home is perfect. Not just during this COVID business, but I'm time poor. So to get dressed, go to the gym, get my bag, get in the car, drive there, find a park, get in there. I mean, you need more time, but now I've got no excuse. I'm in my pajamas.
When I started, I had a lot of pain, and that's what attracted me to the program.
This one was good for me, I think, because I've had hand and joint pain, and all of a sudden I had a reason to do something about my health.
Like I couldn't do anything, so that I couldn't move because things were sore and hurt, and if I did move then it'd hurt more, and
I was just so weak that everything really hurt.
Of my physical problems, like 5 herniated discs, and so I was in a lot of pain.
But yeah, I was worried that it was going to exacerbate my injuries and my pain.
I realise again now, whereas before I was like, this is ridiculous. I can't do much. I'm tired all the time. Everything hurts all the time. Because I'd avoided using muscles for a long time because of the pain I was in. It was just like a snowball. I was getting worse. I was on stronger and stronger painkillers and all sorts of horrible drugs to get rid of my inflammation and problems. And I just didn't really know where to go. I mean, I'm 61. I've got a lot of life left in me.
Even though I exercised when I could, I got the feeling somewhat suicidal because I couldn't come up with why I was in so much pain.
I haven't had the sore hamstring. So obviously my technique was pretty poor and that was doing it. And now that I'm doing it better, it's not hurting. I'm not getting that soreness at the top of my hamstring. My bum's sore, but my hamstring isn't. So that's obviously a correction in technique.
Now, if you're sick and tired of living with pain and letting it run your life, then what I want you to do is book a call so you and I can discuss a strategy and how to implement what I've just taught you into your life. Now, you could do this alone. I figured out a lot of this stuff myself when I was tired of going to see physios and chiropractors for endless treatments without getting the result that I wanted. So I dug deep into the books, and I even went on to study kinesiology, shiatsu, and my personal trainer certificate before I helped hundreds of clients in the gym get results and refine this program that I've put together for you. Now, coming into my program, you and I can try things and adjust them as we go, keep things modified for yourself. The path is laid out, but I'm here to help walk you along that path. And there's a group of other mums that have been in the same situation that you're in and gotten great results like you've just seen, to breed certainty that results are possible for yourself. Now on this call, I want to get to know you, where you are right now and where you want to go, what you've tried in the past and why it hasn't worked. If it feels like we're a good fit, then I'll extend an invitation for you to join my program at the end. If not, then I'll kindly explain that this program's not for you and help you out in the best direction that I can. Now, here's my guarantee to you. If it feels like we're a good fit and we begin the program and you show up every week and check in and ask questions and we can't find a solution to help you out, then you can have all your money back, no questions asked, no problem. Because I'm that confident that by changing your approach from high intensity weight loss exercise to strengthening your core and focusing on the right things with your food, you can get the same results as my previous clients. So I look forward to seeing your call application in my inbox.
So I just like that approach, that kind of positive approach. Yeah.
Being measured and being sensible about it, I guess. It's great. Please just do it. You won't regret it.
Fantastic.